5, 10, 15 years down the line, you built your own audience, and the same people that was laughing at you, they still stuck in the same situation. So
Or they want to be a guest on your
or they,
on your
yeah, or
podcast
they,
or something, or
hmm
whatever you're
they go
doing.
jump on that train.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's never too late.
never.
Never too late. Okay, we're gonna cap it right there. That's
Cool,
too
cool, cool,
many
cool, cool.
gems for one episode. Where you at? Where you at? Drop a pin, send the addy. Yeah, I'm somewhere in the bag. Okay. They like, hey, where you at? Where you at? Drop a pin, send the addy. Yeah, I'm somewhere in the bag. Okay. What's going on, Goals Gang? You already know who it is. It's your fave corporatepreneur, Tat Goalz, back with season 2 of Somewhere in a Bag. And I have a very special guest here today. We have the one and only Trey from Eagle Vision Media.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
And y'all don't know it. Y'all might know it, but he is one of the coldest cinematographers in Atlanta. And he has chosen to bless us today with his appearance on our
Nah,
podcast.
man, not yet, not yet, at least.
He's being modest, y'all. He's being modest. So we're just gonna kick it off, get right into it. It's been a while. I was just telling Trey that season 2 has been long coming. And so, but hey, better late than never. It's 2025. So the sky's the limit at this point. So we're just gonna get all into Trey's business right now. First and foremost, literally get into his business. So Trey, can you tell the people about your business?
Yeah, yeah. So as she said, I'm a cinematographer. I help nonprofits, small businesses, and like artists and filmmakers bring their vision to life. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I'm a storyteller. I
Okay.
think. Well, I think I'm a storyteller, but yeah,
You definitely are.
yeah, yeah,
He's being modest again, y'all.
yeah. So
So you basically tell stories for a living.
yeah, yeah. I tell
Okay,
stories
cool.
for a living and help people tell their stories. So
Now, when it comes to helping people tell stories, right? And this is something that I'm trying to get better at as an aspiring cinematographer.
okay.
So, if y'all check out his content, I'm gonna drop his tag below, and add it to the video right here. Make sure make sure y'all follow him. If you check out his content, it's like there is a difference. I've been trying to figure out the difference because there's a lot of descriptors going out there. You got the videographer,
Mhm.
you got cameraman, you got cinematographer. Okay, so I feel like when I first started out, I was a camera woman. Okay, now I would say that I have graduated to videographer. Um, but I'm not quite at the cinematography level. And so I'm wondering, you as a cinematographer, having once been, I'm sure, a cameraman,
Right.
a
Yeah.
videographer,
Right.
someone like me who's looking into making their content a little bit more cinematic,
Hmm.
because even though like my audience, a lot of times they're entrepreneurs, and so they might not be into creating content for others, but they want to make content for themselves.
Right. Right.
Do you have any like tips on how to like kind of like everyday tips that they can use to enhance their content?
I would say, well, the main difference between a cinematographer and a videographer
Okay.
is lighting. Um,
Okay.
Cinematographer basically is a director of photography or light. So if you learn the different ways lighting helps tell a story, then that's like real key. So I would say like videography, when you're shooting, you want everything like bright. You want everything to be seen for the most part, unless you're doing like a cinematic video. But as a cinematographer, um, the lighting helps shape the story. So if you want a darker tone, you might use one light and then or backlight them. So if you want like a happier tone, you might add more lights to the situation. So yeah, I would say
Okay.
lighting is the biggest,
I
yeah, the
think that's a
biggest key.
good tip. I feel like when it comes to making content, I think people understand that concept when it comes to like music, right? Like that's a universal. You kind of like know, like if you were filming, I don't know, like documenting maybe someone's pet has passed or
Hmm.
something like that. Like you obviously wouldn't use like upbeat
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
music.
yeah, yeah,
So like just keeping that in mind when it comes to lighting.
yeah,
Like you
for
got a
sure.
somber type of mood, then you need like a darker,
Hmm.
lighting. Or maybe, it's something happy, then you want like something warmer.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I might add some BTS in here, y'all, but just so you know, I was in here struggling with the lighting, trying to get this set up. Um,
No,
I'll be transparent. We're all on a journey.
yeah,
Lighting is like, I know for people who have been dealing with it for a while, it's just like, oh, blah
right.
blah
You
blah
just do this and this. Yeah,
blah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but I think like it's just something that comes over time because just
yeah.
really experimenting and
And a lot of YouTube videos.
yeah, trial and error. Yeah, YouTube University for
So,
sure.
but I don't think I'm the best at lighting either. I just started like to experiment with different types of lighting. I have a couple projects that I still have to edit, but hopefully it turns out good. I tried to like do my best with like different color lights too, like to portray like a nighttime scene or daytime.
Mm,
So yeah, it's a lot that goes into it, and it's like once you get to a certain point, it's like okay, now I got to learn all this. So it's like a never ending struggle between like finding the right lighting. So yeah.
understood.
Hmm.
Well, now that we talked about basically, some tips and some tricks on how to up your content, what about your just overall like inspiration? Like what even what even prompted you to want to like pick up a camera?
Oh, that's a good question. Watching movies really. Well, I would say like I will always watch. You know how on DVD they have like the behind the scenes and like the making of like different movies. I would
Mm,
always watch that, and like I was always interested in okay, how do they do this special effect or how do they like this scene?
mm,
So yeah, I wouldn't even watch like the movie entirely. I'll just skip right to the director's cut or like the behind the scenes stuff. And that I was like, I want to do that. Like I want to make a movie. For the longest time, I was struggling with myself. Like I'm thinking about what other people would think about me. It
mm,
was like, oh, this is gonna be lame. So I would never just like post it.
mm,
So I would always like watch movies, watch YouTube videos, try like try to emulate it, but
mm,
I would never like post it. So
mm.
yeah,
How many unposted projects do you have? That's the real question.
a lot. Yeah,
A
a lot.
lot.
Yeah.
You know what? You make a good point too. I feel like a key to getting better at anything really, but especially things that are like creative related, um, is what I think the term for it is reverse engineering.
Mm. Yeah.
Um, and that's something that resonated with me whenever I have like watched content about the very controversial Kanye West,
Hmm.
and that's how he became basically as goaded as he is today because he literally would just like take beats and like pick them apart and
Yeah.
rebuild them from scratch. And I think that's so important to do as a filmmaker, photographer, videographer. If you're inspired by something, it's like okay, your first thing you want to do is like figure out okay, well, how did they achieve this look?
Exactly.
And then at that point you practice. And it's not about like copying per se because I
Hmm.
mean everything's been done for the most part at least once,
Yeah.
right? But it's like you take that inspiration and you sprinkle your own little sauce on it and then boom, you have something new. So yeah.
No, for
Reverse
sure.
engineering is like a underrated art for sure. Um, how about I saw on your page a very touching um short film, maybe you would describe it as the one with your family,
Oh, the Thanksgiving one? Yeah,
Thanksgiving
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah, like what made you do that, or like what was the inspiration
yeah.
for that video?
I just wanted to practice.
Just for practice?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Cause well, I want to practice with natural light,
Mm-hmm.
and because I didn't bring any gear but the camera, and I think I brought like a cheap tripod, but I wanted to like see, what I can make if I didn't have any lighting. So
Mm.
found the window, kind of use like the same principles as you would with like if you had lighting gear,
Mm.
but like just
With natural light.
yeah, with natural light. And even though like the house I was in, it wasn't like very lit well. I
Mm-hmm.
just tried to like, okay, if the lighting's not going to be well, okay, my composition needs to.
Got to be on point.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Well, I encourage y'all to check that out because like I know I was watching it and I was like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, like it was really good. And I'm just like, dang, I can't wait to the day where my content looks like this. Like
Oh man, yeah.
so I'm gonna keep working. So but I think I'm getting better. Like I even learned this is why I like working with Trey because every single time we work together on something or even we're just having a conversation, I learned something. Like I learned something about audio while I was struggling with the lights. He asked me a question and I was like, wait a second, Trey, I have no idea what you're talking about. And so he broke it down, and I think that's something important too. Like never be too proud to ask a
No,
question
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because we all started from somewhere. I think like people always ask me when did I start or how long have I been like shooting,
Hmm.
and I never know how to answer that question because it's like I would say I picked up and put down a camera a couple of times like over just life
Hmm.
period. But I will give myself like a year because I think at that point I'm actually like learning about the technical side,
Hmm.
the camera settings versus before I'm just like pointing and shooting and
Right.
hoping that
Yeah.
I catch something good. So I think like over the past year is like when I started locking in on like mentorship and reaching out, trying to build a tribe,
Hmm.
We got the group chat um
Real
on
shooters.
Instagram. Yeah, real
Yeah. Shout
shooters.
out. Shout out.
Well, yeah, shout out to real
Yeah.
shooters only, RSO. Um, yeah, we got some. We're gonna have some events coming up for 2025 as well. But yeah, just finding my community, mentorship, YouTube University, and just shooting everything that moves,
Yeah.
basically, and actually like trying to understand. Okay, this shot was trash. Okay, but why was it trash?
Why?
And like
Yeah. Yeah. Always X
get
Y.
better. So, I mean, my mentor. I have a photography mentor. Shout out Sida Moon King Moments. Um, I hope I got her name right. I feel like I'm blending her real name. I'm blending her real name, like her real last name, with her. I'm gonna edit this part out probably. I'm gonna just say shout out Sida, my mentor, because she been in the game for some years, but she also is very transparent about her still learning certain things, and so I mean you could pick up a camera today,
Yeah.
if you're interested, or not even a camera, because I know again we have a wider range of people in the audience. So pick up a whatever, a mic, a pen, a basketball. I don't know, whatever you want to pick up. Like it's really never too late to basically lock in on your passion. So
Yeah. Just do it.
yeah, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think we haven't had this is the first episode of 2025, but I think the people want to know, like, can you give us a can you break your outfit down for us? Cause you got a nice fit on.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I got
so
this from Tanger Outlet. It was on sale.
Tanga Outlet.
Tanger, yeah, it's out in I forgot the city, but
It's like on
it's
the outskirt of like North Carolina or something, isn't it?
no, no, no. It's in Georgia.
Oh,
It's about like 45 minutes from here.
Oh, okay. Tanger
Yeah.
outlet. Okay.
It was a Nike outlet out there. I got it for like $30. I was like, man, I can't pass this deal up because hoodies are
That's
like
dope.
90 to $100. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was like, yeah, I'm getting this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my
And then
favorite.
the hat
The
with the
hat,
dinosaur on it.
yeah. Um, one of my best friends, Kelvin, shout out Kelvin. When he came in town, we went to GameStop and I saw this hat. He's like, "I'll
In
get you for you."
GameStop.
Yeah,
Oh, he got
GameStop.
it for you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, shout out, shout out.
you got good friends. Okay, in the jeans.
Jeans are from Nautica, I think. Yeah.
Nautica.
Also at the Tinger outlets.
Okay.
Um, Me and Kelvin actually, we every time he come down, we go out there, go shopping.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, stuff like that. And then the shoes,
Sneaks.
Nike Cortez, my favorite type of sneakers.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
And then the shades.
the shades I got in the outlet in Dallas. I want to say H&M. I want to say H&M. Yeah, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was
Okay.
like, I saw these shades. I put them on. I'm like, yeah, I gotta get them.
Well, I think you got the award for the best dress
Oh man.
somewhere in a bad podcast guest, even though you're the first guest on the season two. This is the first in person. If you know, you know. If you're a real OG, you know season one took place completely online. So we moving on to bigger and better things.
Let's go.
We want to be a little bit more live, more action, more in the field. So I think we had a good conversation. What
Yeah,
do you think about
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
I Yeah, thank you for having me on for the first guest of 2025. Yeah,
Thank you for coming. And also, again, we're gonna tag Trey's information below. If you're not already following him, if you're not already following him, please follow him at.
Eagle Vision Media _.
Okay. And then do we got any like projects or anything we need to look out for?
Yes, I just finished up a short film with my film club I started at my church. It was written by a young lady named Taylor.
Okay.
She not the one we know, but it's
Okay.
another Taylor. But yeah, she's a gifted writer. I,
Shout out both Taylors.
yeah, shout out both Taylors. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And she directed it. I just helped out with the camera. I let her,
Mhm.
make her own decisions and stuff, and I had to act in it, which I wasn't happy about.
Oh, getting in
So
your acting
yeah,
bag.
unfortunately, but nah, it turned out it was fun. It was a fun experience. It turned out good, and then I got a couple other short films in the works. So
Okay.
yeah, be on the lookout.
Okay. I'm glad we're actually gonna be like releasing.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
No more keeping it to
Oh
yourself.
man, I can't.
Okay.
I don't have time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just, as a reminder, like I gotta do that too. It's really self talk and
Mm. Hmm.
what's the other thing we struggle with all the time? Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think what helps me overcome that is basically anybody that has something negative to say, they 9 times out of 10 don't have like it's like you're doing what they would want to do.
Right. Exactly.
So it's like if they critique it or whatever, it makes them feel better about not pulling the trigger on
Hmm.
whatever their passion or interest is. So it's like you'll never see a millionaire, laugh at somebody for starting a small
Exactly.
business. So like same rules apply. Just do it. Just post
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
content.
Just post it.
Cause even though you might not immediately find your audience will eventually find you. Like there's literally audiences for every freaking thing you can
Yes.
think of.
Yes. Yes.
From the weirdest to the smallest to the biggest things, like your audience is out there.
It's never too saturated. Never think it's too saturated for you to start, because like she said, your audience is out there, and then like 5, 10, 15 years down the line, you built your own audience, and the same
Hmm.
people that was laughing at you, they still stuck in the same situation. So
Or they
it's
want to be a guest on your
or
on
they
your
yeah or
podcast
they
or something, or
hmm
whatever you're
they go
doing.
jump on that train.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's never too late.
never.
Never too late. Okay, we're gonna cap it right there. That's
Cool,
too
cool, cool,
many
cool, cool.
gems for one episode. We're gonna have to leave some for some other episodes. But again, make sure you follow your boy Trey. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and end this episode. As we I wouldn't say as we normally do. So I used to say which is still applicable. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And I wanted
Mm.
to plug that because it goes exactly with what we were just talking about. But I will also want to end with this. Always remember that goals are free, but that hustle is sold separately. And I'll catch y'all on the next episode of Somewhere in the Bag. Thank you, Trey.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
yeah, for
All
sure.
right, y'all tap in, subscribe, like, follow, all that good stuff. Make sure you follow the podcast. It's available everywhere that you can listen to podcasts. All right, we go for real. Bye.
That was good.
Thank you so much for tuning in. That was the season 2, episode 1 of Somewhere in a Bag. And on this particular episode, we decided to do a little mini shoot. So here's one of the photos. If you want to check out the whole shoot, please check out my Instagram at Tat_Goalz with a Z. And I'll see y'all on the next episode. Yeah, I'm somewhere in the bag. Okay.